guys, how are you? I hope that you're all having a wonderful day. So this reading here is going to be about your September 2025 predictions, what you can overall expect pertaining to, major themes in your life for the month ahead. What are going to be potential struggles? What are going to be potential advantages? Let's take a look into what your energy is overall looking like. So we might have themes of love and career pop up here, but we're definitely going to keep it in a more general type of vibe here. So I have 3 different decks here that you can pick. This is deck 1, the Tarot of Oppositions here with the clear quartz. If you feel called to this, I will have timestamps in the description as well with, so you can go directly to your reading here. But we also have the Cat Tarot with the rose quartz as well. This is such a beautiful deck. I think that it is so cute. I love cats. Definitely going to be posting a lot of cat stuff here in the future. Now we have the raw amethyst as well here on the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So if you feel called to the raw amethyst, then you should watch pile 3. So starting out, let's start off with pile number 1 here and see what the energies ahead are going to be here. Okay, so pile 1, I am definitely seeing like a very committed and creative energy coming through for the month of September. It feels as if you are definitely recognizing the bright, beautiful qualities that you have to offer, and I think that this is where you're feeling quite a bit more confident in what it is that you are able to do. It's, not only are you feeling like, wait, I can put myself out there a bit. I'm feeling a little bit better about, like, I've gotten to practice, I've gotten the hang of things. I kind of want to put myself out there, but also at the same time, I feel like there are so many discoveries coming to play. Yes, 2 of Swords positive here. You are discovering that, hold on, maybe certain things about me are my strengths and not weaknesses. It's this energy of, wait, I always saw this as something that got in the way for me, and now it's becoming evidently clear that I am meant to channel this energy within. And it's such a beautiful energy here because it's like almost like you're looking at this as, wait, I can finally decide on how I'm going to view myself. Because for so long, I've been worried about how other people might perceive me, or, am I making myself proud? And that's what it's really come down to, is you have told yourself that, wait, maybe am I a little bit disappointed in myself? I don't know. For a while, you've struggled with this. And this energy is just kind of saying that you're finally opening your eyes about how some of your qualities have always been a huge strength for you. And I'm seeing that what is particularly a strength for you is that you've always seen how something negative could happen, but there's got to be a positive in it. There's an eye-opening moment of, maybe I was meant to see this though. You're very philosophical in a way of, there's always a reason behind it. It's very spiritual as well. And, I get this energy of, it will all work out. Let it all work out. Life will sort itself out, and I need to just trust. And I think a lot of times you've struggled with trusting yourself. You trust the universe, but you have difficulty trusting yourself. And so this energy that I'm seeing is kind of where you're like, you know what? I have to... There's something about you having very complex ideas and understanding that they can be important to you as well. Like, there's just something about, I don't want to be too certain on an opinion or viewpoint because I want to be open-minded. And with this energy, it feels as if you're like, you know what, actually, I do have a solid point. I should listen to myself. I should allow my own opinion to have weight here. Because I think that you have always, like, had this theme of, I let other people lead. I let other people input their opinion. They probably know better than me. And September is where you're starting to release this energy and be like, you know what, actually, I do know something here. Actually, I can see multiple viewpoints. Actually, I'm a little bit wise. And I'm seeing there being opportunities for you to insert yourself in the month of September. 444 on the timer. You're going to be able to speak up about your opinion, about your viewpoints. And I think that this is where you need to really break free from the shackles of where your mind has once limited you. This energy here is saying it's now or never to show how you really view things. This is the most accurate representation of who you are, and so you better express it. And there's something about your angels here saying, now or never. You need to open up and start expressing the side of yourself, or you're always going to feel limited. And so there's this theme of, we're giving you the chance. It's up to you to take it. Are you going to view this as a positive opportunity? Or are you going to view yourself as capable? So what does it really come down to? This isn't necessarily you being like, well, I'm putting my opinion out there more than I need to. It's unsolicited advice. It's unwarranted. No, actually, it's wanted. And I think that this is where you need to change the perception, change the narrative of, wait, I've always held myself back from saying something. Because one thing about you is that you love to offer to help. You will never stop doing that. And will you have the opportunity to help someone out in the month of September? Yes. Yes. We have the Knight of Cups. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. It's particularly a good time for you to show up like this. But do you have to give it your all? Not necessarily. And this is saying that you should give within reason. There's something here about you hold yourself to too high of expectations to the point of where you do that with other people as well. Of, I have to give more, I have to give more, I have to give something of value. And September is where that changes. You need to stop looking at yourself as someone who can be used over and over again, who will constantly be understanding, who will constantly look at other people's perspectives and points of view, but not listening to yourself. And so, the month of September has a theme of rest for you, because it's primarily about you taking care of yourself and realizing that you are also equally important. You are also someone that is meant to be celebrated and spoiled. And I think that this is where you are going to purposely take time to pour into yourself, especially when it comes to your self-love. This is where you're going to be looking at yourself as someone who is the love of your life. Someone that is worthy of pouring into. And I think that you're really going to be, pouring a lot of loving intention into you, but I'm not seeing you necessarily being private or isolated. I actually think that you're still going to be, very much social with other people. I don't think that you're going to be hiding away. However, your mindset is going through such a pivotal shift, and it is all from the purpose of healing. And so life itself is going to give you, I feel like the month of September is honestly kind of chill for you, because while you have the option for these social interactions, you have a lot of time to ponder and think about what you really want. Like I said, there is a withdrawal energy of, I'm just going to keep to myself a little bit, sort things out in my mind, make a little bit more sense of it. And so it's a really good time for you to be going to therapy, processing feelings, traumas. It's about really looking at, this is how I view the situation without any other opinion, without any other party being involved. This is how I see it. Because you hold yourself to too much of an expectation to be flexible with other people and see things their way. So you gotta really develop your own perception and opinion on things. And so this is kind of where you're going to have the opportunity to do that. But just understand that while you're going to have a lot of these thoughts popping up and just pondering over them, that it is meant for you to do that. Because you might be thinking, am I just ruminating over things? No, you're not. It is all for a reason, for some sort of purpose here. And I think that it would serve you well to actually take more of an interest into this. So invest your energy wisely and understand that this is all for the best. And so maybe you're going to be looking at it as, well, I just kind of feel am I ruminating too much? Am I being too opinionated? Am I too harsh? That's not really the case. So be a little bit more open-minded with yourself in the month of September, because I just feel like that energy is going to be very important. You have to trust your own perception of things. Let me see, what are other themes that are going to be popping up in the month of September for you? Guilt about what you do. Yeah, what is this? What is this? What? Nine of Swords is coming out positive with the Strength as well, but do you see this Magician and the negative? It's almost as if you feel guilty about what you're doing or what you're creating, your whole reasoning. Life is also about just doing things for the sake of it. It's about freedom. And so it's not always about having a certain reason, and I think that you hold yourself to too high of an expectation. You're stressing yourself out overthinking that it's going to come across as something bad when you actually have good intentions. And this is where you need to also change this perspective on yourself, where you're like, well, I just feel like, what if this is not good for other people? Like, it's coming from a good place in my heart, but what if this is hurtful to other people? You don't need to be so worried and stressed about that. Instead, you could play your mind with the ideas of how it could be a good thing, or your purpose of why you want to. Say you feel as if, this needs to be done because there's bad things out in the world. Okay, you can be aware of those bad things, but don't focus on them. Focus on the good that you'll bring. And so this energy is just kind of saying that, like, you cannot always expect that other people are going to be harsh or critical against you. And the month of September is meant to show you this, that people can actually be thinking a ton of amazing things about you while you're too worried about yourself being perceived as bad. And it is the fallacy that your mind creates. It's the fallacy of everyone is thinking this, and what can I do? The world is moving, whether you are or you aren't. And the world isn't going to just jump to this conclusion and label you as one thing that you're so afraid of being criticized with. Just create for the sake of creating, and know that you have these positive intentions. Don't let it be something that holds you back. But also, I think that this is where you need to find a lot of purpose in the why. And that's what September is trying to show you, is this is something that is so ingrained to your soul, to your being. This is what you are meant to do. And you know what I'm talking about. You know what quality it is within you that you have always told yourself is a bad thing, and it's actually been one of your strengths. Oh, and guess what? It's a little bit of an emotional quality. But you keep telling yourself that it's a bad thing. And so this is where you gotta see, wait, open my eyes. These are actually some pretty big skills for me. And so the month of September is so eye-opening because it shows you every little thing that you have criticized yourself with. Hold on. It's actually something that's supposed to bring you to your greatness. And you heard that right. And so instead of always assuming that life is going to meet you with some sort of nastiness, or that you are potentially the nastiness, you aren't. You aren't. So stop telling yourself this. Free yourself with knowledge and liberate your mind to understand that the world needs somebody like you. Other people can't do what you do. And I know you're thinking, well, maybe they can in a little bit of a way. Okay, sure, but not in the way that you're meant to. You make an impact on this world that other people have not been able to. You are so unique and powerful in these things, and yet you tell yourself that it's bad. You tell yourself that it's meant to be hidden. These are meant to be your spotlight qualities. And so September is all about you finally showing it and being like, you know what, that part in my mind that tells me I shouldn't, I'm going to tell them to shut up, because it's my time to shine. 333 on the timer. Allow yourself to shine, because it is an amazing time for you. The Wheel of Fortune, we have luck here, we have prosperity, movement. And that is what, like, honestly, your body and your life, you're so good at doing things and just moving and flowing. But you know what? Your mind doesn't. Maybe it races a lot, but it never moves forward onto a new narrative. You're always looking at yourself through the same judgmental lens and criticizing yourself for the same things. Just let it go. As the wheel turns, allow yourself to drop the baggage. Let it fall to the earth. It is not yours to control any longer. And so this card here is saying that you have luck on your side. Your destiny is somewhere a little bit further than where you're at now, because you're living so much in your mind. So you got to get out of there. You got to get into the world. Get into living life. Will you be a little bit withdrawn in September? Yeah. But you're also going to be on fire. And I think that this is where you're really putting that work in private. You're showing how bad you want it. It's saying like, okay, I still got a lot to figure out in life, but I'm going to have a little bit of fun with it. Maybe I need to be a little bit more passionate about my action behind things. Because there's a lot of doing things just because you have to. Working out just because you have to. Cleaning the house because you have to. Cooking your food because you have to. But there's not anything about like with the purpose of, wait, I really enjoy moving my body like this in the gym and the way that my muscle can stretch. You need to find more purpose and that passion behind the action. And that's what September is calling you to do. Uh-oh, we got some cards falling. Open your eyes. Open your eyes and see how you have been holding yourself back. Are you meant to completely change your perception of life? No. But you are meant to shift and change the idea you have of yourself. The Eight of Swords always keeps us limited with assumptions and ideas, even narratives of the past. But when you allow yourself to free yourself, to change your perspective, there's a lot of healing. And this is what you're meant to do, is to live life with more purpose, but hold less shame and guilt over yourself. Uh-oh, we have a cat coming in here. But same, pour that love that you pour into other people into yourself. You deserve it. Like I said, you are your own love of your life. And September is saying, finally start to love yourself. Because if you were like, if you viewed yourself as meeting this love of your life on the first date, you would never want to stop talking to them. You would never want to stop being around them. You'd always want to preserve this feeling of this nostalgic, great time. You would want to pour all of this love that you have to offer into them. So why don't you start doing that to yourself now? And so the month of September is going to open you up for these themes to take place. We have that Three of Cups coming out in the negative here. We also have the Queen of Pentacles coming out in the negative. You know, you're going to have to battle fears of, will I find friendship around me? Will I find the types of connections that I put out into the world? Will people see me as the good quality individual that I am, or are they going to view me as somebody who has ulterior motives and bad intentions? And then you need to really think to yourself, why on earth would I think that they would view me in this way? I don't do anything to be backhanded or rude to other people, so why would they come to that conclusion? So be a little bit more realistic about this and free yourself. Okay? Can we get some predictions here for the month of September for you? Spirit, let's get some predictions here. We have the Devil coming out in the negative, which is all about attachments and, pretty much being trapped. Two of Pentacles here about duality, being able to juggle things, being able to handle a lot on your plate as well. The Judgment, the positive here. I think this is about, this is recognition. Yeah, I feel like this could be even like what you do for work or something. Usually the Hierophant is about learning, so this could be about like religious institutions, schools, usually structured and built society type of things. And so it's like this energy of being in a huge position of power here, having lots of authority. And so this could be like some sort of supervisor, someone who has authority over you. But I'm definitely seeing that they're going to have a positive like recognition for you. And this is definitely about your skills. And I think that this is going to be an eye-opening opportunity as well to see, wait, even if this is something that I've always told myself is bad for me, I'm actually receiving something good out of it, and I'm seeing something healing coming from it. Anything else? Okay. You guys, my cat keeps walking by. We have Justice coming out in the negative here. We have Temperance coming out positive. And we also have the Hangman positive. think that there is, I think that this is you kind of like coming to terms with some sort of realization about something that happened in the past. Like, this is definitely wrongdoing. And I'm not seeing you being the one that did the wrong. Like, I've actually seen you showing up as your best self. So, you know, whatever this wrongdoing is, I'm actually seeing you coming to a realization about, like, wait, actually, the things that they did to me, while it was bad and it was wrong, it actually showed me these positive sides of myself. And it's almost as if you need to see this perspective in order to finally see that you actually have like something valuable to offer. Just something about like the goodness in your soul, the natural kindness that you have, and finally like accepting that. So I do see you having closure from the past in regards to that. Hello! So, for deck number 2, we have the Cat Tarot here with the Rose Quartz. So, if you pick this deck, then this will be your reading here for September of 2025. So, this reading here is going to be covering general topics, usually pertaining to yourself, maybe about work, maybe about love. But we're going to see what comes out here and see what, you know, the overall theme of September 2025 is going to look like here for you. So, let's see what comes out, okay? So, first and foremost, what is going to be the major theme of 2020, not 2025, but September itself specifically, okay? So we have King of Pentacles coming out in reverse here. It's this feeling of, is my work going to amount to anything? I have done this for so long. I feel like I've proven my worth. I've proven my commitment. And it's just kind of like, will this ever pay off? You know, everyone around me knows how much I want this. And it's just this feeling of, why is this blocked when I know that it's something that is so meant for me? I know that I'm fulfilling my passions and like Four of Wands is just kind of like, it doesn't make sense why this is not working out. Like I've done so much, like I have shown how bad I want it, and it's just this feeling of, will it happen? It's almost as if you feel shameful because it's like, well, I've told a lot of other people about this, I've gotten help along the way from other people, and I just kind of feel like, when is this actually going to happen? When will this finally take off? Because I'm tired of waiting. And it's this feeling of, when will the celebrations be here? I've put my head down, I've been humble for so long, and I'm just waiting for at least a glimmer of hope here. When will it come? The tarot saying, you're not quite there yet. Page of Pentacles. Maybe you've done all of this work, but you have lost sight of your reason why you wanted to do all of this. Yeah, the passion is there. The effort's been there. But the actual desire from the jump, what inspired you from the start, where is that? The very thing that once got you exhilarated to begin again, to start. Where did that go? And so this card is saying that you need to get re-excited. Reignite that spark in the month of September. There's something about going back to the basics and learning all over again. Is this saying that you need to go back to school? That you need to go through a major life change? Absolutely not. But you do need to spend a little bit more time in the education sector. Let's find out about this. We have 10 of Pentacles. All right. We also have 10 of Cups coming out here. We also have Ace of Wands. And they're very different energies. You know why? It's because one is all about, I just can't wait to get started. I don't know what to expect, but like I'm having fun with it. Everything I think I know sounds good. But when we have the 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, we talk about people depending on you. And you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself of, well, I just have to do this for the sake of other people even. I have other people counting on me. And you're placing too much expectation over what you can do simply as just one human being. And you're not allowing yourself to have the natural pleasure of, sometimes I like to have a little bit of fun with my life. Sometimes I like to just goof off. And I think that you need to allow yourself to explore that side a little bit more. Yeah, we have a Page of Wands coming out here. That childlike side that tells you, I just want to have fun. Like, I just want to be a little bit more imaginative. Let yourself be that way. You don't have to always be so serious and think like, okay, well, I have to like finish this out. No. Think about what excited you from the jump. What helped you get started? Because there's something about channeling that energy once more. Yeah, we have Page of Swords, Four of Pentacles reversed. You keep telling yourself, oh, I feel like this is not enough. I feel like I need to do something different. I need to prepare better. I haven't done enough. It's really important that you know that the Four of Pentacles is all about preserving what you have because you're worried about not getting it again. And it's out of fear of, even though this is the first time I'm seeing results of my labor, I'm worried I won't again. You cannot live life with the assumption that everything is going to fall apart or that you're making all of these wrong moves and mistakes. You cannot view yourself that way. And I'm seeing that a lot of the perception you have on yourself isn't even rooted in logic, but it's from a place of self-criticism. And so don't be so difficult on yourself about completion and changing things. Sometimes you just need a rest. Sometimes you need to just chill out and let it go. And so this is saying that you need to be less harsh, less critical over yourself, especially over how you're doing in life. There's too much of, I'm comparing what I have compared to other people, and I just feel like because I am worried about stuff that I don't have enough. You actually have more than what you need, but it makes sense that your energy is concerned about this. Like, I actually think that this is very valid and warranted, but I will say that, like, you got to get a little bit more comfortable with what you've already got now, because you keep telling yourself that this is uncomfortable, this is uncomfortable. You keep telling yourself these beliefs. Okay? And so, like, I'm seeing that you're meant to make these improvements, especially financial improvements, in the month of September, but you got to release the idea you have of yourself. Yeah, like, you keep having this perception with the Five of Pentacles, the Sun reverse, like, times are hard, they're not good, like, there's always some sort of financial struggle, but the Five of Pentacles actually talks about your finances changing for the better, but you have to be able to ask for help. You have to be able to recognize what spot you're coming from. Okay, and so this is saying you can be realistic about where your finances lie or how you feel about your ability to support other people. You can, but also that's changing for the better, so you shouldn't be so difficult on yourself. Yeah, we have that Wheel of Fortune coming out here with the Empress card. It's just kind of saying that this is going to be a particularly good time in your life for things to ease up. You can finally ride the wave of, okay, life is getting a little bit better. I'm enjoying each day. I can finally take advantage of the various hours I have time off to enjoy my life. There isn't so much holding me back now. And so I think that this is where it's going to be a particularly good time for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor and to relax in September. But are you going to spend your time relaxing, thinking about every little expectation you have over yourself, or what you need to get done, or who's leaning on you, and all of that stress? Or are you going to think about, wait, things are going to be fine. As long as I'm not worried about it, I'm not telling the universe that this is something that I'm feeling so upset by. And there's nothing wrong with being upset about this. It's very warranted. But you also got to see that when you treat life like, I'm fine, I'm not worried, things will take care of themselves, it does have a way of taking care of itself. And so, Spirit's saying, you don't need to keep fighting this idea of like, oh, I'm not as special as I think I am, or, you know, I need to shut down compliments that people give me, or I'm not capable of these certain things. Just stop that. Stop that. Stop trying to tell yourself that you are just ordinary like everyone else. You try so hard to be humble that you are so unrealistic and not self-aware about the amazing qualities that you have that are so unique to you. And it actually like makes me a bit mad that you don't see these qualities in you. You do everything to fight and stuff that down and hide it because you want to be humble instead of actually shining in the glory of who you are. You are meant to be somebody who picks up the pieces after the tower and is still fine. You have been through things that other people haven't, and yet you still hold yourself to an expectation to take care of other people when you haven't been taking care of yourself. So now's the time that you start taking better care of yourself, but also see just how unique you are. Other people aren't like you. And so instead of criticizing the qualities you have that other people don't have, see how you can celebrate and build strengths off of them. But this is where your life changes, and it starts with you changing the idea of how you see yourself. Change the life that you view yourself being in, because it doesn't have to be this way. The vision you have is actually entirely possible. That lifestyle is tangible. You're willing to do the work to get there, but you're not willing to accept that you are actually someone capable of deserving it. And that's what September says. We're going to show you that your life can follow this, but you have to tell your mind that it's finally safe. You can slow down. Your mind isn't living through the same circumstances you once were when you went through the tower, when you went through this hard past. You need to tell your brain that you're not going through that any longer. Times, while there's still a struggle here, times are a lot easier. And so your brain needs to understand we're not in fight or flight any longer. So allow yourself to slow down. Don't be so critical over yourself about like, oh, I need to do this to take care of other people. That is amazing, but you also need to take care of yourself. And to be honest, you've been telling yourself a lot of lies for this whole time. And so it's time that you stop, that you fall in love with yourself and see yourself as that person that is worthy of that love. Because if this was somebody like, a friend, a sibling, a child, you wouldn't want them viewing themselves with all of these negative perceptions of themselves and telling them, I don't like this about myself, or I need to stop doing this. Instead of changing yourself, you are meant to accept yourself. And so, when it comes to September, you just gotta let it go. All of this negativity, it's not self-hatred, but I think for some of you, it does stem from there. Change the way that you are going to treat yourself moving forward, or your life will not change. Change your approach to the life around you so that it will change. We have a 3 of Cups here. We have a 9 of Cups. It's just kind of saying that other people and the connections around you can bring you far more than what you expect. And there's something about the type of help that it will provide to you as well. Life doesn't need to be this hard, especially when you have other people around you. It does not need to be this difficult. And I think that this is where you have that option to choose. Do I want to open up my life to other people, or am I going to continue to live my life stuck in my head being critical over myself? What does it really come down to? Because you can have people who celebrate you and are proud of all that you've been through, all that you've overcome and accomplished. Or you can continue living life in just solitude with your own mind and telling yourself these ideas. Because this seems a lot better, right? So be a little bit open to these coming in. I think that you're going to be a little bit focused about I just need to be smart. I need to have a better read on life, on people. I don't want to go through the same things all over again. You don't need to be worried about handling everything perfectly. The Emperor is somebody who has a lot of self-discipline. This is somebody who has been through life and has a lot of wisdom because they've seen things. And this is kind of where you got to be actually, you know what? I can't hold myself to this expectation. Of course, I can learn, I can grow, I can understand these perspectives, but my job is not to be perfection or the judge. My job is to be the person who lives their life. The fool who is going to be having a feeling of, I don't know how it's going to work, but I just know it will. I just have a feeling that it will. That is what your life is meant to be. Instinct. Your own individual drive and instinct. It's not about being perfect. So stop viewing yourself through the lens of needing to have it all together or needing to provide for other people. You can only pour as much as you have extra from your cup. And so, reframe your viewpoint. But stop looking at life as something that's meant to be accomplished and done. It's meant to be explored. You're not here to do everything. You're not here to be perfect or to be the biggest leader. You're here to figure things out. Let's get some predictions here for September. so we have the Page of Pentacles coming out here. We also have a Seven of Cups here, and we also have a Seven of Pentacles. So this is kind of where you're going to be like, well, I know I want to get started somewhere. I don't really know what it's going to be. Just options. Options in your mind, lots of things in front of you, room to be like a little bit confused here. So how I explain this is that like you are going to be faced with a few different options here. Mainly pertaining to, do you want to continue here or are you going to pivot somewhere different? It's really up to you. Wherever you feel like you have more of an interest in. If you have an interest in staying where you currently are and you're like, I like the options presented in front of me, cool, take interest in that. If you feel as if this is not the place you're meant to be and you need to pivot somewhere differently, the tarot is suggesting that you actually do pursue that. There isn't a wrong choice that you can make here, but it's really a choice of, do I want to stay here and continue building, or do I want to pivot somewhere else and build there? That's really what it's up to. This feels more like career choices, but it could be like anything really, so take it how it resonates. I'm just saying that you need to pick the one, not all of them, just the one that you feel most inclined to, okay? So it does feel like this could be some sort of promotion or, you know, you being in another department. We have the Nine of Pentacles coming out here. So definitely like your work has been paying off here for you. And I think that other people are noticing, Queen of Pentacles, that you could be of great value to them as well. So this energy I'm seeing here is that like you're going to be, there's just more notoriety for you. Like I feel like there's more people celebrating you or giving you credit for what it is that you're good at. It's this energy of like, I can show other people how to do it now that I've been through it myself. I don't know, you have like a very understanding and kind approach for somebody who has had to do a lot of work by themselves. And so people oftentimes wonder how you can still have like such a sweetheart, even though you've had to just build all alone. Okay? And so like, I do see a lot more people having comfort around you and needing some sort of help from you. So, you know, it's really up to you how much you are going to extend yourself and give, but definitely what I'm seeing here is that like you will be appreciated and it will be known that you are appreciated. So allow other people to tell you how they feel about you and just exactly what they think. Like I think that there are a lot of compliments that you're kind of missing out on, and these are like people that enjoy genuinely being close to you. So I do think that like the energies around you in September you might feel as if are more needy towards you. However, they're going to show just how grateful they are to you, and there's something about like allow them to open your eyes about the impact you have on this world, just how you are a very genuinely good person, but you really need to like accept that side of yourself, and so other people are going to show you that. Okay, so for deck number 3 here, we have the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck, as well as a raw amethyst. So let's see what comes out here for your reading here for the month of September and see what that's going to be like. So I'm definitely seeing an energy here of you needing to, you know, reconnect with people that you have maybe had a little bit of distance from, or maybe it's been some time since you've seen them. This is not something that is easy for you. You know, it's something that you feel as if you're preparing yourself and you're like, you know, I just gotta take it easy, take it day by day. And it's this feeling of still being like, I'm like low-key panicking. Like I kind of want to stall on this. I don't know if I want to do this. And so whether this is something that you know about now or it's something that will be brought to you in the future, I'm definitely seeing a vibe of, can I just stay by myself? Can I stay home? Like, I'm like, that's a little bit scary. I don't know what I'm going to get myself into. You know, and there's this energy of like, does this person really want to see me? Like, so much time has passed, I don't even think that they know me that well, and I don't know them, that's for certain. I'm not even the same person I was back then. And part of you is like a little bit worried, like, you know, do they still have this perception that they know me? Like, there's just a feeling of like, how I would say this is that like I'm getting an image of almost like a tattoo on your skin, and like someone being like, I remember this. I remember being there when you got it, or just like having that nostalgic factor of like, I used to be around it in your life. You know what I mean? Like it just has that feeling. And so I'm like getting this vibe of you being like, I think it'd be wiser for me to not meet up with this person. So there's definitely fears involved about like, well, what if I put myself out there and this person doesn't have the same intentions as me? It's just like this fear of, if I open up too much, will they even match me? doesn't want to talk. Yeah, it's like this feeling of, oh, I don't know, like, honestly, like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. Maybe I'm just gonna, like, have an excuse to back out. Maybe I'm just gonna say it's a bad time. It's this feeling of, well, I need to protect myself. And so, like, I just gotta be like, oh, this is not gonna work out. Like, I have other things going on. It's because you want to just be alone. It's because you're trying to just be in solitude. No, you gotta get out there. Yeah, even the tarot is saying, let down your walls. You're over here looking at it like, oh, well, I'm so worried about like what could potentially go wrong, and I have a lot of experience in this, but at the same time, I'm so worried. What if this happens? You know better. You know that this is not going to go nearly as bad as you're over here thinking. And it's your mind taking you to these negative places, assuming the worst here, assuming that this person's gonna be some like villain in your life. And no, it's actually fine. Let's take a look at the energy of this person here, because I'm just seeing you really like being like, I don't want to be around. Like, maybe I need to just back out. Like, am I even ready for this? It just feels like too serious for you with the Emperor card. And I feel like you're like, oh, like maybe I can like just like back out something because I'm not ready for this. I thought I was ready for this, but I'm not. And if I put myself out there, am I going to just seem immature? Am I going to seem like someone who is serious? And I think that you're so afraid of this person's perception and thinking that you are being irresponsible, so much to the point that you actually would go through something that makes you kind of uncomfortable. However, on the flip side here, you're actually meant to get out of your comfort zone like this. That's part of your life journey. And so you actually should put yourself out there instead of telling yourself, actually, I don't know if I'm ready. Because you keep thinking spur of the moment. And this is part of the theme of September for you as well, is that you have to plan with intention. You can't just say, I want this in the future, and then not take that. It's like telling yourself, I'm going to wait for this certain train to go on this trip, and then being like, actually, I'm not going to get on the train. Then why did you go through all that to get there? And so you have to lead with purpose and intention of, I'm actually going to follow through. And so that's what September is going to show you, that you have to actually follow through. So is it going to provide you the opportunities to actually put yourself out there? Yes. Will you have the longest span of time to actually take the opportunity? No. And so you got to take it quickly, when it comes in. Okay? And so the energy I'm seeing here is that when it comes to this person, you have run through this scenario so many times in your mind and told yourself so many different things, and now that you actually have the opportunity to reconnect and talk about this and to hash it out, you're not going to? You're like, I'm on to different things. I want something different for my life. No, actually, let's run that back. You're actually going to get the opportunity to hash it out here. And look, we have the Tower card coming out here. It's saying, do you want to burn it all, or do you want to do something different? You can have both, but they're saying, how do you want to go about this? And so you don't have to burn it all down to the ground. Okay? But you can get clarity with this person. And so the tarot is saying that, like, you need to actually follow through on the things that you said you would. Okay? And that includes meeting up with this person, giving it a shot. So this isn't saying that you gotta have, like, all these positive feelings with this person. No. But you do gotta be open to working with them, seeing what can be created and done. Because you've been so focused on, well, this is just like the result of how things have gone just for me. But there is literal working together with this person. And you're not the bad guy here, okay? But you do need to be a little bit more open to the choice of, hold on, I can see us being compatible in this way. I can see us through a different lens and actually give it a little bit more of a chance. Why is this person popping back up into your energy in September? Funnily enough, this is somebody who is meant to empower you and show you that actually the things that you keep holding yourself back with and telling yourself that you can't do are actually things that would be amazing qualities that you are you are so capable of this. And I think that this person would honestly be baffled that you would think this. And so you need a mindset shift. That's part of what this person comes around for, is to show you actually you can create, but this is the only type of person that can get that flame lit under your ass. That's what it really comes down to. Ugly people don't have the same impact that this person does, and by reconnecting with this person, you're going to have to face those shadows and demons that tell you you can't do these certain things. The same ones that limited you when this person was in your life. You have to face those same shadows, and it's up to you to decide, am I capable of overcoming this or not? And you keep telling yourself, well, maybe I need to just pivot to something different. Actually, no. You're going to handle and close out this cycle. And you're going to succeed because of it. You're going to encounter prosperity and riches because of it. And so you shouldn't avoid this person. Avoid this conversation, this reconnection, whatever it is. Take it how it resonates for you. Okay? This is a collective reading. This is where you're meant to be. Are you meant to be with this person? Be lingering around life with them? Not necessarily. But you are meant to see that perspective that they're trying to show you that you've been closed off from. You keep telling yourself, I'm not enough. I'm not who I think I am or I say I am. And just stop that. Stop that. Just because you have encountered setbacks in life does not mean that you have a disorganized or unproductive approach. None of that. So stop telling yourself such critical things about you. You keep just inflicting more pain on yourself emotionally and mentally and just even physically because you keep feeling like you're not enough. So it's like, I'm going to supplement in other ways to try to prove to myself that I am enough. You were already enough the day you were born. From the jump. You were enough before you even met this person. So even if you were upset about having issues or falling out with this person, you were always this from the jump. Nobody else in your life made you this. No other luck or circumstance made you this, except this is who you are in the light you're meant to shine in this world. And it's almost as if you need somebody who has made you feel this way to disprove this belief in order for you to actually accept and be like, actually, I can let it go. I don't need to carry this any longer. I'm done with this chapter of my life. I'm done with viewing myself. And you know what changes when you finally accept that and move forward? Your whole world does. Your surroundings. Life itself looks different when you view yourself in a different way. And so the tarot is saying that you have to let go of these ideas and fixations about yourself. And maybe it comes with having to reconnect with this person, even just temporarily. But this person's here to illuminate and shine the light of how impactful you are to other people's lives, how important you are to this world, and just why you have these good qualities. You're meant to discover this about yourself. So stop telling yourself these things that, you have to understand that you choose to say these things. You choose to solidify these beliefs, to continue looking at it through this lens, to not be open-minded. And that is what you are holding yourself tied down to. The Devil card, it's all about temptation and negative attachments. What is going to hold you back from your greatness because it feels comfortable? And this mindset, this mentality is what you have always been comfortable telling yourself with. But guess what? You've sold yourself a lie and this is not who you are. So it's time for you to actually embrace a new chapter where you would never even look at yourself like this. You would never view yourself in this way. But you have to choose to change it. You have to choose to change your life because no one else will. And so sometimes that comes with having to confront yourself about what needs to go, as well as what needs to be done. But it also comes with working with other people, because sometimes their perspective brings a lot more ease to getting there than what yours did. And so instead of always looking at life as, I have to move on to something different, I have to figure out on my own, look at it as, I have to find the right people to be around. You don't have to find the right circumstances, the right opportunity. You can find the right people, and that's a lot easier. So what does that say about this person? This one person that you're meant to reconnect with in September. Hold on, I just dropped some cards, guys. What does that say about them? I think the importance about reconnecting with this person is that they're here to show you that you're not meant to take care of their needs as well. They're good on their own, but they want to repair things with you out of the desire of their heart. It's not out of any other reason. And I think that it's almost going to be a little bit healing for you to not have someone having to lean on you yet again. It's this energy of, wait, okay, I actually could let it go a bit. Now that I see your perspective, it doesn't feel as heavy on me, what I thought that you were looking at this as. And so I'm seeing a lot of peace being restored and positive new beginnings in this relationship as well. But you're gonna have to relinquish and let go of that old idea, that old narrative, that, temptation. You know what I'm talking about. If this is resonating for you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But you can finally let it go. You don't have to juggle both things. Because I think that sometimes you try to juggle being realistic with having fun. Just let yourself have fun. You don't always have to have something in the back of your head running a million miles a minute telling you that this is wrong or you should look at it a different way. You don't always have to be analyzing everything. You can just have fun and enjoy life. And so September is about that. Just enjoy it, especially the people around you. You don't have to question, what their intentions lie with or where they're coming from, but you can just embrace and accept it. And I'm seeing a lot of worries subsiding here for you. I'm seeing improvements in your finances as well. Because you don't think that life is over here to kick you down, but instead you see life as an opportunity for you to continually love yourself. And I think that beautiful realization is where you're actually, you know what, maybe there actually is positive intentions coming from this person. Even if this doesn't go anywhere, maybe it's going to show me something I needed to discover within myself. Can we get a little bit more details about who this person is specifically? I feel like you know at this point, but... King of Pentacles. This could be somebody who has taken care of you monetarily in the past. Someone who works very hard. Maybe doesn't like to take a lot of risks, so can be a little bit more stubborn with how they view things. But it's someone who, has been through adversity, difficulty in life, and still perseveres and overcomes, okay? So it is a inspirational energy. It's someone who cares a lot about you. Someone who really wants you to move forward. Three of Wands. I feel like this is somebody who has always believed in your greatness. Just because we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out with the Ten of Pentacles here. I feel like this person has always believed that you will be successful, but they're just kind of being you just need to start. I always tell you this, you just gotta start. Maybe you feel too hesitant towards taking certain opportunities compared to this person, and they're always you should. This person really do, they want what's best for you, but I think that they have commented, yeah, I feel like this person has made comments on you in the past about are you even serious about this? Do you really want to work hard for it? Are you that disciplined? And I think that a lot of times this person being a little bit more serious and trying to find out your intentions has made you feel a little bit insulted. Do you think I'm not capable of this? And I think that that's kind of where some of the falling short has come from. Is you're holding me to too high of an expectation. You're viewing me too much in this way, and I don't like how much you're analyzing me and nitpicky. You're nagging me so much. And I think that this is where your energy really lies of I know you want what's best for me, but also it causes me pain. And I think that this person is here to nudge you in the right direction. It feels like an energy of, believe it or not, I've been there before too. I've been there feeling like I'm too scared to start. But look where I am now. Look where you could be. And this is someone who is going to ultimately have the best chance at convincing you to take that leap of faith, even more than your own desires and impulses could. Is this someone that should stay in your life? It's really up to you. I think that if you feel like you constantly need to do something to prove yourself to them, and you have to go above and beyond to illuminate how well you're doing to these people, and they're just not really acting supportive, then I think it'd actually be good to be done here. But I do think that if you feel like this is an energy that empowers you and was genuinely coming from a good place, I do think that this is something that you can proceed with. I would just recommend though that you, it feels like this person can be a little more selective about when they choose to celebrate you. You might not feel like they're always happy for you, like maybe they disapprove of certain things that you do. And that's kind of where you need to get a little bit more clear about how you specifically feel about it. Like, sure, you can view it in certain ways and it doesn't hurt as much, but there's other ways that are a bit more impactful. Don't ignore that side. If it feels that deep and it hurts that heavy, then you probably shouldn't have it in your life, you know? But if it's something that opens your eyes a bit more to yourself and you're like, I know it's coming from a good place, then I don't see anything wrong here. So let's get some predictions here for September. I think that you should open up in this conversation with this person, especially about like what has always kind of made you feel limited or held you down. Like, be very honest here. You don't have to get so vulnerable, but you should be a little bit easier on yourself about expressing these feelings. Okay? And what I mean by that is that this is like part of the lesson is to show you that you can also be a little bit more sensitive with yourself when it comes to talking about these things. Usually you are very like self-critical about like, I shouldn't even view it this way, or I shouldn't tell someone like this, where they're gonna look at me like this, like as too sensitive, or you know what I mean? Like the Queen of Swords is a watery energy for the air symbol, for the air suit. So you need to be a little bit more graceful with how you're looking at yourself, how you view yourself, what you think. Don't be so critical, okay? But also this needs to be a little bit understanding about why it's scary. I think that you need to allow yourself to understand a little bit more why you're afraid to move forward. Okay? But when it comes to predictions, it's just kind of saying that like a lot of opportunities are coming in fast for you. I think that's going to be your choice whether or not you want to move forward into it. Six of Swords reverse. I'm just going to tell you now, your mind is going to be your biggest enemy that's trying to hold you back and be like, we can't do that. We're not ready for that. We shouldn't do that. I'm going to come up with XYZ reasons why I shouldn't follow through with that opportunity. You actually should take these opportunities, and I'm going to tell you that you really shouldn't. Like, if anything, you need to reverse psychology yourself and convince yourself that it's a good idea to move forward with it. Okay? Like, whatever you got to do to convince yourself to actually just move is what you got to do. But like, I've seen a lot of things coming at you because you finally have a level of freedom for this to happen in your life, and it's really up to you if you're going to actually take the opportunity or you're going to just let it pass by. You know, are you going to just sit here and think, well, I want this in the future, and then not take the opportunity, or are you going to grab it and go head first, right? So it's really up to you on what you choose to do there. But like I said, I think that like things are going to be coming in quite quickly, and you know, you show the universe what it is that you want. So may your actions follow through with what your mindset is at, okay? And your mindset is like, I'm willing to do it, I'm ready, so go do it, okay? So anyways, I hope that this reading has helped you guys and resonated. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments, or if there's anything you'd like to tell me and add to it. I'd love to know if this has resonated for you. But definitely, thank you so much for staying to the end here. I appreciate you guys watching and sitting here with me. There's definitely a lot of beautiful energies here that I read for today. So I'd love to hear if it has resonated for you. But I also have personal readings on my website here if you're looking for something a bit more in depth here. My website is lavender-egg.com, but I'm also on Etsy under Lavender Egg. So I hope that you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later in my next one. Bye bye.